So we're gonna. Hi YouTube Nation, how's it going? Gonna be doing a show for experience, and I have no idea what we're gonna be, making. So I'm going through my scrap pile, and the idea is to make signs like, you go to Hallmark and it's love, live, laugh, or this home has nothing but smiles, or something like that. So some of this alder, I'm gonna trim it out with some beautiful walnut, especially when you put oil on it. Really pops. So I have these two other here. The idea is to trim them out with some of this walnut, and then you get the final product like this. You can stand it on your desk like that, or there's a nice lip on the back, so if you need to, you can hang it on a wall. And there you go. What I'm going to be kind of doing is just buttoning it up to the piece. I use this amazing Insta glue and accelerator, and what the idea is you put little dabs along here, dab, 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 spray it with your accelerator, and then you use the wood glue to really lock it in into the places that you don't have the accelerator, and it locks it down, and it's a nice little good bond. And then all I'm gonna do is get a flush trim saw and cut it off there, and it'll look good. So the idea is you put a little dab here, a little dab in the middle, a little dab on the end, and that's kind of use that as a clamp, because once you hit the accelerator, it's an instant bond. And then the wood glue is really what locks it in place. Wood glue is super strong. It's even stronger than some screws. So the wood glue, you don't need a lot because you don't want a ton to squeeze out, and a little dab will do you. Then what I like to do is kind of spread it out to minimize the squeeze out.
Don't mind the yard workers in the background.
And then now you need the accelerator, so the idea is to put the piece up next so we know where you need the accelerator.
You don't need clamps or anything with the super glue?
That's the beauty about it, is that's instant set. It literally sets within seconds, and it's super, super strong. So the idea is that the super glue is acting as your clamps, and the wood glue will act as the bond as it dries. So then after that, wipe off any excess you have, and not a big deal because we're going to sand it later. So then you have a nice little flush trim piece, and then after that, let that glue set for a couple seconds, and you just come with a flush trim saw and you cut that little piece off, and you got your trim.
All right, so you're flushing this thing up now?
Yeah, so this is just a nice little pull saw. Keep my finger close to the piece. Try to keep it nice, the blade nice and flush.
It's a nice saw.
Japanese pull saw. So to keep all the joints nice and symmetrical, we would do the bottom piece next, and then we do the side pieces so they're all nice and matching. Again, keeping it nice and flush to the piece. Nice and flush.
Purdy.
Yeah, sand this nice and flush. And then we'll fill whatever we need to with any sawdust and glue, make it nice and purdy, and it'll be good.
What do you think about sanding? You love sanding?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's totally necessary because it's like putting rims on a really bad car. It just makes it look so much better. So, have to do it.
So what's next?
So because I'm the greatest woodworker ever, and sometimes even I make mistakes. There's a little gappy in between the joints, and it's not really sightly. Gaps here, gaps in the corners.
And people don't like that?
No, I don't know if they do. I don't want to put it out there. So what I do is I mask it off with some green frog tape. I get this amazing walnut colored wood filler, and it will come out like this. This one had some similar gaps as well, but you can see it's pretty seamless on the corners. Unless you're really looking for it, you're not going to see it. Especially when you put some polyurethane or clear coat or some oil or some sort of finish, it's going to blend right in. So that's what we're doing with this piece here.
Let's get it on, fella.
Peel the tape.
Put it down.
I will.
There you go.
And here's the seam. Sand that down, you won't even see it.
Wow. Gorgeous.